Right. So this morning, we're all standing right outside of the classroom. We're waiting for Mr. Kirkham to come to class. We all know the rule. 15 minutes, we're out of here. 15 minutes, we're out of here. So we're waiting. 7 minutes go by. Everybody starts to get anxious. All right, class is going to get canceled. But I don't want to say not, unfortunately, but Mr. Kirkham comes walking through the door. This brings me to my quote by Annan. It says, "To be human is error. Human is error. To err is human. To forgive is not company policy." Now, I'm thinking about this quote, and I'm thinking, let's say Mr. Kirkham's class was a little bit further, maybe the 1300 building, his other class on his Tuesdays, Thursdays, which is across campus, that's actually across Berkeley. Now, let's say he's walking to that class thinking, all right, I got my speech class this morning, and he actually gets there. Then he realizes, oh man, got this other class all the way in the 2000 building. So as he's walking back, he's noticing, dang, I'm not going to make there in 15 minutes, so that class is going to get canceled. He knows that. It's a company policy or a school policy. So today I'm going to talk to you about 3 different times in my life, because I am a walking human error, where making a human mistake is it's fine because we're all human, but companies don't recognize that. First, I want to talk about maybe a car accident. Next, I want to talk about in school in general. And finally, I'm going to talk about the library here at Woodson College, my favorite. So let's say you're driving, and this is what happened to me. I'm driving down I live in Lake Elsinore, so I drive about 50 miles every day to come to school in the morning. And from the 15 to the 91, getting onto the 91, it's a pretty big bridge, but it's always packed every day. You got traffic. Usually I'm on the bridge for about 20 minutes every morning. And before I go to change lanes, everybody knows you gotta check that blind side. Everybody knows you gotta check that blind side. But I only check my mirrors. I move over, a guy hits my rear bumper. Well, I moved into the lane too fast. So yes, I made a mistake. I'll go pull over, handle business, talk with them, exchange information. But when I go to my insurance, I know that no matter what, even though I made the mistake, they're not going to forgive me. My insurance goes up, and I got to pay extra. My next point, in school, let's say this happened to me in my sophomore year in high school. I love football. I play football all the time. And practice runs really, really late, especially when you're trying to train extra and everything. And homework just starts to not get as important. As time goes on at night, you want to eat, you want to shower, you want to get good rest for the morning. So after about a week, I stopped doing homework in maybe a certain class, and I ended up getting a D on the midway through the semester. And even though I'm making an error by not doing my homework, the grade's still gonna stay, and it's gonna stay on my transcripts, and it's not gonna matter. My final point is yesterday. Last week on the 30th, I rented out. I'm a tutor for the athletes for the Insight program here at the college, and all the time the athletes come in and they ask me for help, and I don't mind at all. And usually they come in and I don't have my ID card. Can I sign in? Yeah, no problem. You can sign into the lab. Hey, I don't have my ID card. I need to rent a book from the library so that I can do my homework. Absolutely, walk with me. So we'll walk to the library. I usually rent around 6-7 books a week to kids, and it's hard to keep track. So I ran out a 2-hour rental of this book called Inspirations for one of my students, or one of my peers, because he's also on the football team. And he forgets to turn it in within the 2 hours. Now this was last week on the 30th. Yesterday I realized, hey, I wonder if that book got turned in. I walk into the library while I was at work last night, and they give me my ID card and they tell me, hey, this book never got turned in, and it's $1 late, or for every hour it's $1 for every hour that it's late. And I'm thinking, this was last week. Oh my God, how much is the price going to be? And they tell me, no, it'll only go up to the price of the book. I'm like, wow. So by helping out somebody, it's still my responsibility. I get to pay a $67 fine. If I don't, it'll get, holds on your account. You'll get a register, you'll get a draft, things like that. So, hopefully you guys know hopefully I reminded you guys that, we're all human, we all make mistakes, but, when it comes to the law or rules, you just got to live by them and learn from them. Thank you.
Sold the book to pay for the price of the
I'm so mad.
What was it, Doug?
Brandon DeFreeze.
Make you pay for it. Make you pay for it.
It's my responsibility.
That's exactly why we met that person. I ain't fucking buy the book. Hell no.
Did he turn it back in?
I went and got it.
Are they still making you pay for it?
Yeah, because it's already. If I didn't turn it in, it would be like saying, one of the books I know.
All right. I thought that you did fine using this morning's experience as your attention device, and you kind of agree with the quote, although you did have a little bit of trouble getting that quote out. There was a pretty reasonable setup of the structure. You've got nice details on each of the points that you're talking about. You make it interesting with the descriptions that you provide us and the way you're reacting to it. All of your delivery things are really solid. The only thing that I have any issue with is occasionally your articulation is a little quiet, or I don't want to say you're slurring your words, but you need to, I don't know, open your mouth a little bit more. I can hear you, and it's not like I want the extra sound. It's like sometimes maybe you're going a little fast, or you're not being as careful with the sounds, and it doesn't sound as clear as it could or as sharp as it could. And when I say that, it's a really minor thing. It's not something that was a problem. I could understand everything that you were saying. But you want to be careful. Sometimes people fall into the habit of muttering and mumbling, and you don't want to do that. I always yell at my kids about that kind of stuff. I said, okay, say it again, and this time try not to mumble, because even though I heard what they were saying, I want them to get used to being clear about saying things. You're not quite as far gone as they are. Thank goodness. All right. Like I said, I didn't have any problems with the delivery. Almost everything else on the delivery was really solid. All right. Thank you.